Hello dear guys, a warm greeting to all our enthusiastic and loyal supporters. We sincerely thank those who consistently follow us on this incredible and amazing channel. For those joining us for the very first time, we indeed say, come on, please subscribe to the channel and give us a like, because it truly makes us very delighted to see our efforts for our videos rewarded. Also, there's a fun rule that if you're not subscribed to the channel, you can't watch the video. So please keep in mind that if you subscribe and give us a like, it really makes us truly delighted. Here we are with our friends Giannivo and Turboluca, who are diligently and passionately working on this beautiful and majestic pine. The pine has a somewhat particular story. It was supposed to be worked on for the demo of ARC 2020, a school demo. The only thing that ARC did not keep in 2020. In the meantime, the branches have become thick, so thick that it is difficult to reposition them. Therefore, the cultivation has gone well beyond expectations. However, we are currently having difficulty managing the diameters. So, these are all interesting little things, but they wonder how we are tendentially wicked. We'll tell you only after the intro. Let's return to our discussion. So this is a plant that you have already seen in an old video. I had also conducted a poll between front 1 and front 2. In fact, let's show it. Wait, unlock this bonsai technique table that assists us in our valuable efforts. You see, this was a front where this forearm was much more visible, and it resembled my forearm. They looked alike in our bonsai journey. Or this part here, this front here, let's reposition the table. So, if we go ahead and remove this, you can see what a nice curve it makes. Then I'll show you a close-up. And I wanted to keep this front. We had set it up to work on it over there, so now we need to reset it to work on it over here because we like it better, because we no longer have the need to do it quickly during the demo, because we have developed some ideas, and because the plant has grown differently, allowing us to do other things. The only thing that has thickened a lot in diameter is that if the diameters have increased, they are less easy to manage due to the resistance they oppose. Therefore, we will need to lighten it. And the idea is to slightly close this section, which I don't know if you can see. You can see how long it is. Even if we manage to close it a little, it will appear a few centimeters shorter. If I can bend it just a little, it will optically result in being a few centimeters shorter. And in our opinion, this already provides an aesthetic advantage. So now let's work on lightening this up a little bit more. I'll show it to you up close and also show you a bit of the modifications we want to make. So you see, as you can clearly see, we chose this front because you can see that beautiful and elegant curve. However, the doubt was due to the base, which is somewhat light and thin and delicate underneath. But with the new angle we gave it, in fact, you see there are some wedges underneath, which we find appealing. We like it more. Raised up here, you can see how it fades away with the curve back there. It's beautiful. It looks like a seahorse, which leaves us a bit perplexed with this long section, because by adding vegetation, we can break it up in this particular area. However, by bending it at this point, you can see that it had already been hollowed out and split. It shows better from this side, as you can clearly observe. You can see that it had already been hollowed out and refolded, which is quite fascinating. If we bend it a bit more, we can position the branches in a manner that is aesthetically pleasing, practically creating a twist in the upper part. We can place branches in slightly more favorable positions so we can have a styling, as you might have noticed. Maybe we can see if we can position the wire all around, but at least in the future, we can have a much more effective styling in a way that is more visually appealing. Maybe it just takes positioning a few twigs to achieve a definitive styling. Anyway, the concept is to see this scissor here, this point, and to have it a bit tighter so that continuity is given to the part that curves, as you can see. Being able to close it here in this specific section, we would be happy, because you see, if I turn it, which is interesting to note, in a way that enhances the overall look. Thanks, human turbo engine Luca. Here, you see if it stops and goes back. Well, it really goes like this. If we can already achieve more or less this inclination, it's very nice because the big bulbous shape and nose that comes in the middle of the vegetation. If we can close the vegetation here, we like it more. It's a job that, since we are not in a hurry to do it, also because it was planned for last year, then we said let's postpone it to next year. Then we said, okay, next week I'll close everything for the lockdown. Let's do it as soon as possible. Let's prepare it before winter. In short, we are not in a hurry. We want to create a very interesting final plant, so postponing the styling by a few months really seems worth it. Enough of the chatter, now let's get practical, let's start working. So what we will do is lighten this branch that Ivo talked about earlier, almost creating a total opening so that light can come through from this side. This twist will allow us to have the branches in a very favorable position for the final design. So by rotating this whole branch by a few degrees, we will have this branch creating a vegetative mass on this side, this branch that will be guided to form the entire back part. After that, we will have to decide what to do with this big branch, which has a frightening diameter. Maybe we will remove it, and in any case, the apex will be made with this whole part. We might bring this little branch down to accompany the vegetation we will have here towards the office to create continuity.
As the wise Luca had foreseen, we find ourselves in a situation where the appearance of our equipment might not be the most aesthetically pleasing. This is due to a combination of factors, primarily the ongoing precautions we must take due to COVID-19, as well as the necessary protective measures for handling the dry wood cutter. Our current task involves clearing out this specific area. The goal is to lighten the hard, dry wood, which will then allow us to maneuver it with greater ease. This is a crucial step because it provides us with the opportunity to reposition the wood slightly, which is essential for our project. We are hopeful for success, as this marks our second attempt at such an intervention. It's important to note that the callus or the hardened area tends to be more resilient than the normal tissue encountered during the initial bending process. Our objective is to see if we can adjust this curve to a tighter angle. However, if it proves too challenging, we will refrain from pushing further. We are cautious not to take unnecessary risks, as doing so could result in damaging the wood rather than achieving a beneficial outcome. In our previous attempt, we were fortunate, and we are mindful not to overextend our luck or template. At this stage, we have once again lightened the area, carefully excavating it. Initially, it contained a substantial amount of wood and growth. Now, as you can observe, the wood has become noticeably softer. This transformation is evident when you look at a trunk of this size that has been hollowed out. It is now much softer and, as one might say, significantly thinner. This change is crucial as it enables us to guide the wood back to the desired position, aligning it with our project assignment. The appearance of our equipment, while not ideal, is a testament to the rigorous safety protocols we adhere to, ensuring both our safety and the integrity of the wood. The COVID-19 pandemic has necessitated additional layers of protection, which, although cumbersome, are vital for our continued operation. The process of clearing the area is meticulous, involving the removal of excess wood to reduce weight and facilitate movement. This repositioning is not merely a physical task, but a strategic maneuver to optimize the wood placement for future use. The resilience of the callus presents a unique challenge, as it requires careful handling to avoid compromising the wood structure. Our previous success has taught us the value of patience and precision, reminding us that fortune favors the prepared. As we proceed, the transformation of the wood becomes increasingly apparent, with each layer removed, revealing a softer, more pliable core. This evolution is not just a physical change, but a testament to the careful planning and execution of our strategy, ensuring that the wood is not only lighter, but also more adaptable to our needs.
Furthermore, a fissure has been made here that resembles something like a blade or something like this. A blade like this, you can see how it passes, has been practically divided in such a way that it creates two veins, making it softer with less resistance, and thus we can make it more workable. The idea is to twist it and close the curve. Let's see if we can do it. I would say yes, because we are quite skilled. Maybe we won't go for the final styling, because that would really put the plant to the test, since no one is rushing us. For now, let's start preparing a good base. Always, guys, always.
Show cooking, or rather show bonsai, in fact, is not particularly compatible with health. Good guys, so we just simply indeed put a rag inside the quarry that we created earlier, all the quarries. And you see how it loosens up. Now, the idea is because I'm holding the camera, but we can go back. Top Luca, bend it up high, like this. Good, twist it. You see how this practically rests on top. This is the front, this is Luca, this is the front. And basically, this was vertical, seen like this. Now, horizontally, we made it tilt just like this. So we have this area here that we will bring there. This branch below, we will bring it forward. Raise your elbow, Luca. This branch down here, so we bring it forward, and it creates the first tier. This one back here, as you can see, has already been lightened, cracked, and all that. It has a very thick diameter. We will see, because we would like to use it for the back, but without discarding this. You see there is a bifurcation, one part and another part behind. It is very hard here. We would like to use it all. Maybe we will cut this branch in half so that it is softer and we can bend it a bit more. Okay, one last difficult thing. Oh, sorry, go ahead. The last very challenging thing is this particular branch that we had mentioned earlier could be too much. Maybe we should trim it so that we only keep half of the section and use just a part of the branch. We will send it back since this plant has many curves. We will push it back and establish a stage in this area, but the trick is to lighten this part that you see is thicker than my finger. It wouldn't be modifiable. But by cutting it, it becomes significantly softer and more pliable, and we bring it back there. So if you see, this is the front as we saw it before. Luca, hold on a moment. Let's use a human tripod. There we go. See how it will stay still. Just bending it like this gives us the impression that it goes back those 5 centimeters we mentioned earlier. Okay, good. Let's secure it and then go eat some pasta. Now we have put some tensioners. Instead of using wires that can break, we use our usual large screw and washer to grip it, and we place it right here to see if it stays with just one screw. So, Luca, I trust you. Try. This one inside. Is the application correct? Yes, go. Go, go. Lower it just a little bit more and then go all the way in, slowly and carefully, ensuring precision and accuracy, making sure everything is perfectly aligned. Just don't tear it, okay? So let's see a bit. Perfect, guys, perfect, great. It went up without what? Because nothing. The concept is that life is fixed and doesn't dance, and since we like the fixed, we put life in it. We like the party. It has the fixation of the fixation. I lost the screw. So this branch was previously in front, passing, but we saw that it allowed us to bend the apex much more. So to tighten it, because if it used to reach here, now we have tightened it slightly, thus closing the silhouette. And it also allows us to perhaps change the front by a few degrees. In this way, it tightens a bit more above, making the apex with the nose here a Pinocchio and the sturgeon here in front, and this branch that goes behind. Moreover, this one you see is already practically in position. This branch will no longer be stressed, and we already have all the branches of depth in an optimal position for the apex. There is this branch, and we have an extra branch that we will see what to do with. At that point, it could also be eliminated compared to the previous idea that was split. However, frankly, it would really be too much, so let's see. Here is Luca, who is adjusting some branches that we have fixed and removed in the meantime. Now I will show you a close-up of the rearranged branches. He is preparing them by bringing them to the back so that we don't do a finishing touch, but already position the branches in a way that could be almost definitive in the future. Turn, 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 and here is the bulk of the work we have done. You remember that this used to stick out here, and now thanks to this bending and rebending we did, we have taken back a bend made previously. Okay? We have repositioned this branch clearly. Rebending and correcting a bend is easier than making the first bend. Then we repositioned it with screws so that it is firm and stable without the tension straps that we don't like much. Here, this branch has been worked on. This is the branch standing straight. You see, it was previously sticking up from the front. It looked like this. You can see how it has been brought down. It is now part of the back. Part of the back, and we even had a piece left over. We managed to make this little bench over this curve, which makes it look nice. Then maybe we will open it a bit more so the curve is clearly visible, and leave it a bit open so the vegetation doesn't hide anything. If we wanted, we could already place the branches to close the top here, but since no one is rushing us, and to maintain the vigor of the plant and keep it alive, we will wait for better times. Maybe we will celebrate the COVID vaccine with this plant all together in the lab. All right, guys, so the idea for today was to basically do some styling work and everything, but sometimes with the timing we can further improve. According to us, we have applied curves that can further improve the quality, which is why we wanted to do it, and I hope you liked it. We wanted to illustrate the technique, but it is something not to be done at home. It should absolutely be done with an instructor, a person at least prepared, whether it be me or one of my colleagues. Focus on those who know how to do it, get assistance, and if then those who know how to do it include me. For example, I study bonsai in Subre and Ivo Saporiti. We are here, consider us. Is there something to say, Luca? Have a great day. See you next time, everyone, guys.